Hello and welcome to the Virginia Assembly Education Moments. My name is Lorraine Ham. I am the speaker on Virginia. And with us today as our moderator is Bradley Odell, our coordinator and Oversight Committee co-chair. Thank you, Bradley, for doing this.
Thanks, Lorraine, for being here. I wanted to talk today about the structure of our common law government.
One of my favorite topics, actually. The government is actually, it's different. Our American common law government is way different than what we are accustomed to in our everyday world, what we've grown up with, at least for the last 160 years. We are accustomed to a corporation that is running our lives. We are an unincorporated governance structure, and we operate the way our founding fathers intended us to operate, meaning that the people are in charge. We've all heard of, for, and by the people. The common law government actually operates very much as the people, as the foundation of our government. So we have what we call pillars. We have the General Assembly. Now, we're familiar on Virginia with the term the General Assembly because our de facto, meaning our corporate government that sits in Richmond, has a General Assembly. They've sort of co-opted that from our common law government. The General Assembly is the overarching assembly where the people gather to determine how their lives are going to function. The General Assembly is the overarching pillar. Underneath that, we have our Peacekeeping Task Force Militia, which is our special services pillar, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. We have our Jural Assembly pillar, which is our courts. Government really is about our court structure, and that's very much important. And then we have our international business. This is the pillar that deals with international. This is the pillar, this is the people that gather together to negotiate treaties, to discuss with our service providers, and we'll get into that probably in a later video. But the corporation, the Richmond government that we're accustomed to is a corporation. And our International Business Assembly needs to interact with them to tell them what the people want. Now, we're still building that bridge, but we'll get into that when we talk about the International Business Assembly. So that we have three assemblies underneath our General Assembly, which is our overarching assembly.
Yeah, that's great. Let's break those down into a little more pieces for people to understand. Let's start with the General Assembly, Lorraine.
So the General Assembly is where the people gather, and they have committees. So each assembly has committees that branch off of that. And so what that truly is that we are a government that runs by committee. So within our General Assembly, there were those three other pillars, but the General Assembly also has Public Health Committee, Treasury Committee. This is where people gather together in small groups to decide what they want. What do they want, and need to know about for their lives? Treasury deals with all the aspects of running a government. What are needed? What are the budgets? How do we manage the assets of the people? So the General Assembly, the committee will decide something. So let's say some group, some committee, public health maybe, or one of the other pillars decides that they need something. They go to Treasury. Treasury decides whether, along with that other committee or pillar, whether that is a fundable project. And then that needs to go to vote, because we don't do anything in our government without the people voting. So then it goes to the General Assembly, and that committee and that pillar stand before the people, and they explain what it is that they want to do, what they want to do with it, what Treasury will give a report as to what the costs and expenses of that item are. And then it will go to vote, and the people will vote. And guess what? The people that are there that are voting are the ones that get to decide. It doesn't go out to the vote, out to the greater populace. Whoever is in attendance at the meeting votes on the item. Yeah. This is why it's so important for the people to actually participate in their government. They get to have a say if they're participating. If they're just not participating, then they're letting someone else vote for them. They're letting someone else decide how things happen in their lives, in their government. So the General Assembly is where all of these votes come together, even from the other pillars. All of these things come before the General Assembly to be voted on.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's so important for people to get involved in these committees. There's so much they learn, and just like you said, it's their voice. And if they're not involved, someone else is making a decision for them. You know,
That's
it's in
correct.
the group. So it'd be really nice for people. There's a lot more to it than just voting and whatnot. I think there is a camaraderie, you know, between us all. You know, whether we agree or disagree on stuff, at the end of the day, we're all there to do a job, and we're all there, you know, to get things done. So really important for people to get involved in the General Assembly and these committees and whatnot to learn and, again, use their voice. So
that's right. Yeah. It is about the people, and if the people aren't going to get involved, then it falls.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And we can't have that. You know, we've gone on too long without that, so let's bring it back and get the government set right. So, all right, next let's talk about IBA, or International Business Assembly.
So the IBA, the International Business Assembly, is a critical piece when a state is wanting to, let's say, we have decided in the General Assembly that we want certain things to be done by our service providers, because the governments that we see now, that we've grown up with, were hired by the American government, by the state, by the people, to enact certain things. Things like infrastructure, because the average everyday person doesn't have the engineering experience or the knowledge to take on big projects. Let's even if you talk about things at the municipal level, at the town level, garbage pickup, water cleanup, electricity run, all of these are contracts that happen because we created a contract. Our state constitution is a contract, a binding contract between the people and our service providers. We hired these people to do a job at the federal level, at the state level, at the city level. They're our employees. And I think we've all forgotten that. So our employees have a contract. That's the Constitution's. And that contract says you will do these enumerated powers. You don't get to do anything else. Now, we all know that they've overstepped that. Right. We'll talk about that in another video, but this is just an overview. So the International Business Assembly's job is to take what the people have decided at the local level. So we talked last time about our government starting at the county level. So the county, each county has a general assembly, a business assembly, a jural assembly, and a special services assembly. Every county, I think we have 132 on Virginia. So every county has this very same structure. So the people at the county level all vote on things, and then that gets sent to the state level. And then the state has representatives from those counties that then bring to vote what the people want. And the International Business Assembly, which only exists at the state level, they interact with our service providers, the de facto government, the corporation. Remember, we're unincorporated. They interact and tell them what the people have decided they want. We want clean air, clean water. We don't want, mass immigration. We don't want to be a sanctuary city. These are all things that at the state level, we would relay to our service providers, and we would make sure that they enact that thing, whatever it was the people wanted. And we would also create treaties at the International Business Assembly with other states. I think I brought up last week on or at the last video on governance, a treaty between two states. We want to build a bridge. We create a treaty between them so each state knows all the people on both states actually are in alignment with what they want. So the International Business Assembly is international between states because each state is a nation state unto itself. We're international. So we can create trade agreements, treaties, all sorts of things that have to do from state to state or in international jurisdiction.
Yeah, and I know one big thing we worked on there was our right to travel. That we've submitted to the de facto, and we're working on stuff to that level that that's going to benefit Virginians and whatnot. So it's exactly, it's going to benefit Virginians across the board. So
right.
A lot of good work being done there, and we need to continue on. So, and it's a strong group there that does the work. So I thank them all for the work they do. All right, next, let's go on to Jural Assembly and see what you got for that.
Oh, so the Jural Assembly is a big one because this is our courts. Now, the whole purpose of government is to protect the people and their assets. Well, how do you do that? You do that through your laws, through your court systems. Now, the people can enact laws, they can vote on laws, and they do, but something has to ensure that those are followed through. The court system is really big, and we'll do more videos on that in the future because we have civil and we have criminal. We have, and at each level. So at the county level, we have courts that with justices of the peace, and that deals with people to people. All those courts are dealing with people to people. Let's say Joe's tree falls on your house. You've tried to work it out in a self-governance aspect. You've tried to talk to Joe, and Joe is just not going to work with you. So you need to have a way to find remedy. So you go to the court and you say, okay, let's try mediation with Joe. Well, if Joe doesn't want to do mediation, then you've got to go to a court in front of a jury of your peers.
That's right.
So that's what the Jural Assembly does. Underneath, it protects you, your person, and your assets. It makes sure that you can find remedy when you can't get remedy from another living being, when they're not acting responsibly. You need to find remedy. So the Jural Assembly is the structure of government, really. It's like the heart of government. It makes sure that you as an individual living sovereign man have remedy to be able to live in peace, to live joyfully, to have your property and your assets and live your life. Because
Mhm.
government is not intended to control you, it is intended to support you. So
Yep.
everything about our Jural Assembly is the structure by which we can do that for you, that we uphold the laws that the people have enacted, and
Mhm.
we uphold your right to be a sovereign man living your life in peace.
Yeah. And again, this is another big, assembly piece that we really need people to get involved with, from juries, people to be on the jurors. I mean, there's so many pieces of this puzzle people don't think about. And we really need people to get involved with that and to be ready, because we're ready to test our courts and see how they work. So,
So not only do we have civil and criminal, we have grand juries
mhm.
that enact. So those need jurors, and it is the public duty. It is every living man and woman's public duty to serve one another. And they do that by sitting on juries, becoming part of the jury pool, because we truly are a government of jury by peer. A peer is someone who is not, I mean, you wouldn't have a jury full of truckers if you're dealing with an issue with, I don't know, farming,
Yep.
right? We want
Hmm.
to find people that are truly peers. That's the
Yep.
purpose of that. Because if you're a farmer, you need other farmers to be on your jury pool because they
Yep.
understand the world of farming.
Yep.
A
Exactly.
trucker understands that he is operating in commercial aspects, traveling on roads, and it's totally different world. It's different
Yep.
even jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't have to be involved in the assembly to be a juror. If you're an ASM,
No,
like
you
you
do
said,
not.
it's your duty to be a juror and to take part in that. So
Yeah.
that's what I thought. All right, one last piece here, not the least, but the Special Services Assembly.
So special services, Steve just actually talked about this in a video that we've already done. What is the militia? The special services covers peacekeeping task force. If
Mhm.
if there's a fire or a flood or uh, Hurricane Helene that comes through your property, your land, your town,
Mhm.
you want to know that there are people there that have got your back, that they're going to help you. They're going to bring food and water and shelter and, you know, um, chainsaws and whatever is needed to help clear the area to get you back in your home safe and sound. That's the job of the peacekeeping task force. It is a network of people that are willing to come out and support others in need in an emergency. The second piece is the militia. That is the piece where we have arms should we need them. If there's a natural disaster that leaves businesses vulnerable, we have militia that stands guard to protect your property and your assets.
Yep.
That's the job of the militia. And if for some strange reason there is a foreign invasion, we would take up arms against that foreign invasion.
Yep.
Now, only if it's needed. This is not a piece that is enacted unless bodily harm is imminent.
Yeah.
But we need people that are trained. Remember,
Yep.
our Constitution says a well regulated militia. Regulated means that they understand what they're doing, they understand form and structure, they understand, and this is one of the few areas in our government that has a command structure.
Hmm.
Because in all the other pillars, no position is high, there is no hierarchy. I'm the speaker. All that means is that I am speaking for the people. I take what the people tell me they want to say and I speak it. I'm not like the governor or the head honcho. I'm just somebody that has a job.
Yep.
And I do the job. However, in our militia, there is a command structure because there needs to be. It's logical.
Yeah.
So under special services pillar, there's militia, which we hope we never have to use, but we will use if necessary. But the
Yep.
peacekeeping task force is a really key position. It's, the only thing that we have that we've grown up with is the idea of FEMA, which really doesn't operate at all like we operate.
Right.
But what we think FEMA is supposed to do is come in and help us in an emergency, a natural disaster.
Yeah.
We actually do that. We have regions in the state where we've got people that will gather in the event of an emergency to try to figure out how to help people. If people need food and water, we're going to have that for them. It truly is people helping people.
Yeah. 100%. No, I agree. And again, that's a very, very important part of the assembly right there. That's a big one too, because as we know, there's all kinds of hurricanes. Anything can happen. So we all know that. So it's very important and people to get involved in that as well. We need more people.
We're currently working on memorandums of understanding with our neighboring states so that if a neighboring state, now this works through not only the Peacekeeping Task Force Special Services, but also through international business to work with our neighbors. If they have an emergency and we don't, we can come help them, right?
That's right.
It's all about joining together as people, getting back to the roots of who we are as individual men and women.
Yep.
Recognizing that it's the people that are the foundation of any government. It's the people. And we need to be supporting one another.
Yep. Agreed 100%. Well, awesome. That was an awesome podcast there, Lorraine. Awesome job as always. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. So if you want to know more, if you have any questions, if you just want to contact us, go to our website at thevirginiaassembly.land, thevirginiaassembly.land. You can leave us a comment there, but if you go to the public square page, which lists all our meetings and all sorts of stuff, at the very bottom, it has a list of all the elected individuals on Virginia with our emails. So please feel free to email us if you have a question, if you want to know more, if you want to know how to become an American State National, a Virginian, let us know. We are waiting for you to come and help govern your own life, to become a sovereign individual, to be free. Until next time, my name is Lorraine Ham, here with Bradley Odell. Have a blessed day.
Have a great day.